Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Akeem Lawanson, and in today's Fix of Entertainment news, what's the likelihood we'll see a TMNT Mutant Mayhem sequel series? Now, we explore the possibilities of a potential show coming to Paramount Plus. Now, Netflix's Rebel Moon is getting a Snyder Cut. Chris Hemsworth thought Thor: Love and Thunder was silly, plus a whole lot more in today's Fix. Let's drop it. Now, with the arrival of a new TMNT movie in Mutant Mayhem, fans everywhere are excited to see the heroes in a half shell whip out those weapons and take it to the mean streets of New York. But with the Turtle Power set to hit theaters in August, will it be enough to spin things off into a sequel? Well, there's been unconfirmed reports circulating online that there's already a TMNT Mutant Mayhem animated series in the works for Paramount Plus, set to take place after the events of Mutant Mayhem. And while there's no official word just yet on a possible series, that idea wouldn't be too far-fetched. Now, there have been a handful of TMNT animated shows dating back to the 80s, with the latest, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, ending last year in August. Now, there's currently an opening for a new animated series for the Turtles, and it'd be a bit of a shell shock if it wasn't related to Mutant Mayhem, with this being the best way for Paramount to capitalize on the potential financial success the film will undoubtedly yield. And I'm pretty sure the young actors they got to voice the titular heroes would love to return to do a series. Not to mention the move of creating a series that directly ties into its movies isn't necessarily something new for Paramount, as there's currently plans to have a Knuckles live-action series released on Paramount Plus before Sonic the Hedgehog 3 hits theaters. And that series will take place after the events of the second Sonic movie, so it'll likely build up hype for the upcoming sequel while also continuing to grow and expand the Sonic universe. Now, the TMNT universe is massive, and there's more than enough characters within that particular universe to expand onto the small screen streaming service. Now, there's also room for it on Nickelodeon. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised if, the series landed on that particular network owned by Viacom. But until we get confirmation from either Viacom or Paramount, the rumors are just that, rumors. Now, I'm sure the network won't hesitate to announce it following the box office numbers of Mutant Mayhem come August. Now, the film has a similar art style to the Spider-Verse films, which it'll likely benefit from, as children typically gravitate towards what's familiar. We'll have to wait and see what's in store for the mutated teens come August. All right, now shifting from ninja weapons to Asgardian weapons, Chris Hemsworth told GQ how he really feels about Thor: Love and Thunder. And to be quite honest, I think he kind of put the kid gloves on. Now, speaking to GQ, he said, quote, "I think we just had too much fun. It just became too silly. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective. I love the process. It's always a ride, but you just don't know how people are going to respond." Now, the fact that you admit it became too silly says it all. Like for me, whenever a couple of goats spend the whole movie screaming, I can never take it too seriously. Now, you all might have had fun making the film, but what about the viewers? Like, you really should ensure that you're making something that'll be enjoyed by audiences and not just something enjoyable for you in the moment. Just a thought, I don't know, because goats inserted for comic relief on top of a terminal illness isn't the exact combo I'm looking for in a Marvel movie. But that's just me. Share your thoughts on this down below. And the cuts just keep on coming, baby. Zack Snyder will apparently be releasing a director's cut for his upcoming two-part movie, Rebel Moon. He's gonna release two cuts. We're getting two Snyder Cuts. Now, we knew that Snyder had plans to split his space epic into two films because Netflix didn't want to have a 3-hour-long movie. And his wife / co-producer Deborah Snyder told Vanity Fair that Zack was against making Rebel Moon less than 2 hours because he didn't want to lose all the character progression and the redemption arc. So he somehow convinced Netflix to let him split it into two. But on top of that, he'll be releasing Snyder Cuts for both films. Now, you know what? It's so funny because Zack Snyder's like, that one guy at a party who always says, "Hey, there's this interesting story. I'll keep it short." And then he keeps talking and meandering for like the next 15 minutes, completely taking over the group conversation with his boring ass story. And then, when he gets to the end of it, there's no payoff. You're asking yourself, him and everyone else, is that it? I thought there was more to it. What the hell was that? Yeah, I love you, Zack, but you really gotta learn how to self-edit, my man. Anyway, expect part 1 of Rebel Moon on Netflix in December. And finally, Disney Plus has a premiere date for its latest Star Wars series. Now, Ahsoka is set to hit the streaming platform August 23rd. The Rosario Dawson-led space story will follow the Jedi as she does a bunch of stuff in space, I'm assuming. Now, I personally am not too interested in an entire series based on this particular character, as I was just satisfied seeing Ahsoka brilliantly brought to life in live action by the amazing Rosario Dawson in The Mandalorian. But for those fans out there that have been longing to see more of Ahsoka and a resolution to the cliffhanger ending of Star Wars Rebels, well, this series is for you. And that was your fix of entertainment news for today. I'm Akeem Lawanson, and thank you so much for watching. Now that you're caught up on today's episode, please check out our previous one. Download the IGN app on all your devices, and for everything else, stick with IGN.